Hello and welcome back to the EB Hood channel. And once again, we're doing another book review by a very talented author, Maria Lokoba. She has written, I'm actually doing two books of hers right now. Laura's Locket and Bloodgifted. It's more about Bloodgifted and Laura's Locket. Laura Locket is this little short story that I really suggest, and when I saw it was free, go ahead and pick it up and read it. It's like a 2-hour read. Not very long, but I thought it really kind of belonged in the book. So when I was reading the book, I kind of had this feeling. I was like, if I hadn't read this little short story, I kind of feel like I'd have been missing out on some stuff, or at least some depth to it. I think the short story should have been in there. I can understand her giving it away separate to kind of let people get a hold of her writing, but I kind of thought it should be in the book, and it is free, or was free, so I get it. Just read Laura's Locket. It's all under the same author on Amazon. So I'm gonna have links in below. And you can link off and get that and check it out. The story is done in Australia, and the writer's from Australia, and so some of the language is a little bit different. Not much. I mean, just a couple words here and there. Nothing that's hard to follow if you're an American. It's completely... There was some interesting things that are different. I'll get to in a minute. There was one I'll tell you right now. I was contacted. The author about it was interesting to me, and being an American, that a lot of the officers, the local police officers here, when they're off duty, they are actually supposed to carry their handguns. And in the book, at one point, she's dating a detective, and the detective doesn't have his handgun on because he's off duty. And I go to find out that in Australia, they have to leave their guns at the station. Interesting. Kind of leaves open for attack, because sometimes officers are attacked and for arresting criminals. So I found that kind of interesting. But different lands, different laws, and I kind of half forgot when I was reading it was in Australia. At first, it was early in the book, and at first, when I first read it, it's like, oh, the author got that wrong, and then I stopped and thought about it for a second. So, oh yeah, I'm not even in this country, so I really had a lot of fun with that. Let me see. So it's in Australia, and it starts off, and it has a couple of strange twists to vampires, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but one of the most interesting things is that one of the lead characters herself. She's 50 years old, I want to say in the book, and she has aged. She's part of this half vampire, half genetic family line. It's really, I'm not going to do it honored. It's really well done. I like a good twist on the standard vampire. She's the character herself is kind of interesting, because even the only thing I had. Well, this might have been a kind of a problem I had throughout the whole book, was the lead character was perfect for like an 18-year-old, but she was supposed to be 50, and I understand that she didn't mature at the normal rate. She was still supposed to be 50 years, and 50 years of experience is 50 years of experience, and I thought her to find her a little immature. I liked the character, though. I really did. I enjoyed Laura, so that kind of made up for it, but I felt she was a little immature. I also kind of felt that immaturity translated over to the whole book a little bit with some of the vampires and everything. And this may be my taste, because I'm going to be a little bit darker, but I felt like the vampires were really a little immature. Almost all of it was a little innocent for a vampire book. Not my taste, not 100% my taste to be that way. I would expected the vampires, they're supposed to be hundreds of years old, thousands of years old in some cases, back in the Roman time, some couple of them real old vampires, and I don't know, I kind of felt like they were, they almost felt innocent and kind of like, oh, we're sorry you had to suffer through being embarrassed, I don't know. It was that was the only real complaint I had about this book. If it was a complaint, it was maybe that's more of a taste thing. If you like books like that, then you aren't going to complain about it. You're going to love it. And it's well written, like I said, and it flows. A couple little slow spots where it kind of drags a little before you pick up towards the end, but there is some action in it, and quite enjoyable. And it was it was good action. So it was well placed too. I'm glad she put some midway, because I was getting a little like something needs to happen here, and it did. So, it was well booked. I enjoyed it, and I would suggest it to others. It is pretty much vampires and her take of vampires. And so the book has several characters. They had Laura Donovan, Alex Monroe, which is the hot vampire, and her boyfriend, which he's an interesting character. I liked him because Detective Summers, I believe. I'd have to double check my records, but I've just read a bunch of books all at the same time, so the names are getting a little blurry. But I think that's it. But she's 50 years old, and she finally gets into her first relationship. And I kind of like this part of the whole story plot line. She gets in her first relationship, and then suddenly she's suddenly sucked into this vampire world, and finds out she's this whole different person right after she really makes her first relationship. Kind of confusing. It was almost, this is like where I think a lot of it felt like it was 18. Here she's 50, falling for her first real relationship, and then finds out maybe that's not, and then she kind of falls more in love with the vampire. I'm not going to ruin it for you. There's a lot of twists and turns, and you'll enjoy it if you like, and I really enjoyed that part of it. I give this book an overall PG rating. It is quite enjoyable. You'll enjoy the pace. You'll enjoy the read. It's well written. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're looking for something dark, it's not too heavy on the mystery. But if you like a good love story, you'll enjoy it. So another review by EB, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'll be talking to you soon. EB Hood's out for now. Have a good weekend.